Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, back in the studio on a Friday morning, a Red Friday. In fact, let's talk Springfield Cardinals. They were active yesterday. How'd they do?
Well, I thought at one time in the game the Cardinals might not be playing tonight because they had a 2-1 lead. Well, here come the Arkansas Travelers, who let Springfield back into the ball game with a lot of errors. They committed 3 of them. I thought, boy, Arkansas is not playing very well at all until the 6th. And then the Travelers scored 8 runs in the 6th inning and won the game 9-6, which means a third and final game coming up tonight at Hammons Field. This will decide who goes to the championship. Same holds true with the Southern Division, where the Frisco Rough Riders and the Midland Rockhounds were playing. Midland had the lead for much of the game and the advantage, leading 1-0. But Frisco came back, won it in the 11th inning, 4-3. So those two teams also play tonight for the right to go to the championship.
It's cool. It's kind of come down to this, and let's see if the Cardinals can hold on to it, my friend. So that means in the minor league situation, we know each of those series have one left. Royals, I know they're holding on to that number 2 wild card spot right now.
They are, and they're just holding it. I really feel like it's relatively safe. There are 9 games in the season remaining, and the Royals will be hosting the San Francisco Giants this weekend. Kansas City is a game and a half in the lead over both the Minnesota Twins and the Detroit Tigers. Detroit Tigers and the Twins are tied for that 3rd spot. So as of now, they both would get in. Well, they wouldn't either. They'd have a tiebreaker. But as of now, the Royals versus the Orioles in the best of 3 in the first round of the playoffs. But that's as of now. The whole thing could change here radically in the next couple of days.
Speaking of which, St. Louis Cardinals obviously playing the Pirates in St. Louis. Not a great series there, but they could help the Royals with their next series because they take on Cleveland, right?
The Cleveland Guardians clinched. Mm-hmm. They clinched their championship, but wins over Cleveland would certainly help Kansas City in regards to positioning. But we'll see what happens. The Pirates ended the Cardinals' 3-game winning streak with a 3-2 decision, prevented the Cardinals from sweeping them because St. Louis had won 3 in a row from Pittsburgh. But the Pirates won last night 3-2, and now it is the Cardinals and the Cleveland Guardians playing up at Busch Stadium this weekend.
You know, as much as I hate to say it, Aaron Rodgers didn't look too bad last night.
They won the game. They beat the New York Jets 24-3, and this is interesting to me because I like to draw a lot of correlations to history in the NFL. The Jets were green and white. They've got an old pro, 40-year-old Aaron Rodgers, oldest guy in the NFL, as their quarterback. Takes me back to 1960 when Philadelphia, which wears green and white, had a team that everybody kind of questioned in a way, had an old pro at quarterback, Norm Van Brocklin, and they won the championship. I don't think the Jets are there, but they are a much better team from what people realize, and I think they can do some damage. 24-3, they beat the Patriots. Patriots aren't very good.
No, didn't look great last night. All right, Chiefs better have their best cleats on, the best-looking white jerseys when they're in Atlanta for Sunday Night Football.
Chiefs are a 4.5-point favorite over the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta, this is interesting, too, because it's a paradoxical circumstance of how they won. Atlanta came from behind in the final minute to beat Philadelphia on Monday night. Final minute, they won it 22-21. The Chiefs win it on an interference call and a subsequent 51-yard field goal, all by the narrowest of margins. So what happens on Sunday night when they play? Well, we'll hope the Chiefs do pretty well. Game, of course, is right here.
I just hope, like I've said in the past, that my biggest fear with this team is they play down to their opponent. You play like that enough, it's going to get you smacked right back in the face. So hopefully they can put their foot on their throat and handle business in Atlanta. Big high school games on the menu this week, don't we?
We're approaching the halfway point of the season, regular season, and then the playoffs loom later in October and early November. Really big games. The top team in this area is Nixa, and the Nixa Eagles play at Carthage. Springfield Kickapoo, which knocked off Webb City last week in a big surprise, goes to Republic, and Republic is a runner-up to state champion last year. Glendale playing a very strong Joplin team. Springfield Central plays a reigning state championship team in Marionville, and another championship team, Lamar, will be going to Cassville. They're among the many games. They're just games all over, and they're wonderful games. Get on out there and see some of them. It'll be a lot of fun.
You're absolutely right, and the weather is just right for football, hopefully when it starts getting down into the 70s. Back to the Chiefs. Again, it's a Sunday night football game. It means that Ned Talk starts rolling at 5 p.m.
It is. 5 o'clock is when we'll be on with the pregame show. This is the Ozarks version of the Chiefs pregame show. It's yours truly and our guys, our all-star crew who hangs out with us here in the studio. That starts at 5. Then at 6, we have the Chiefs official pregame show. And then at 7, the ball game from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. I've not been there, Mike, but I'm told it's a palace. Absolutely among one of the very best. Matter of fact, they have the college football championships there. And they're on the list for a Super Bowl game. It's just a really great place, and it's home for the Atlanta Falcons and home for a Sunday night's game.
Last but not least, you want to share some of your picks for the college games this weekend?
Well, I can tell you that Kansas State. This is your ball club, the K-State Wildcats. They're out in Provo. Now, what's in Provo, Utah? Brigham Young. That's what's in Provo, Utah. And the Kansas State I'll get it right. Kansas State Wildcats are a very narrow favorite. Now, Mike, the key here is the starting time for that game. For television purposes, it is late. Now, they say, well, you're in Mountain Time. Well, Mountain Time, 9:30 Mountain Time, 10:30 our time here. What is this? Anyway, K-State Brigham Young should be a very good football game. Another one across the country, especially in this region, is Tennessee and Oklahoma, playing in Norman, Oklahoma. Tennessee is a very strong football team. Oklahoma has not been tested yet. Tennessee, a touchdown favorite. I don't like that spread one little bit, and I would not play the dogs in this one. And Missouri has Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's a capable football team, but not capable of beating Mizzou, except the point spread, which is 20. That is a lot for a Southeastern Conference game. So we'll see what happens. Should be a lot of fun. Bears are playing Tennessee Martin. Bears are an underdog in that game, but again, you never can tell.
Never can tell, and the true test for the Wildcats will be next weekend when they take on Oklahoma State. That's going to be a hell of a game. Ned, you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday.